to the humble abode. So, let's get started. New YouTube channel. Been advised to maybe just put some content up on YouTube. Just with some of the work that comes through the workshop. So maybe some welding tips if you're a welder yourself or a fabricator yourself. Bit of a background. My name's Luke. Been running LA Fab for probably about coming up 2 years now. Previously fabricators at other shops, and then a bit of a design background, 3D design, CAD, basic CAD. But yeah, so I just thought I'd give you a quick background. But yeah, so this is the workshop. I'll quick spin around. We'll do a more in-depth video at some occasion. But yeah, I'll get cracking with showing some work, and let's get to it. Right, so as you can see in the background, I've got this S2000 sitting here. It's been here a while, but it's been a bit of a long project, waiting for material, and there's just a lot of work involved. It's a customer. Well, I've been sent this by JDK Autoworks near Manchester. Previously had some other fabrication work done, and the customer they weren't happy with it, so it's been sent my way to restart the whole thing again. So the brief was manifold, exhaust system, screamer, and well, you'll see the turbo brace, because you'll see what's under in a second. You'll understand why. But yeah, so we've got cracking with that. Like I say, it's been a bit of a long project, but it's we've gone for a 321. It's actually a 2mm wall tube for the manifold, in 321. But plenty of strength in it, as well as being able to keep with the heat cycles. That's the most important thing. This is going for 1000 horsepower plus. Fully built motor, sequential gearbox, which I believe is Quaif, yeah, and a big ass turbo from Garrett, which is the G42 1200, I believe. But yeah, so we've been tasked with doing this job. We're pretty much on the wraps of it now. Future builds and stuff I'll try and do as we go along, and bit by bit. Some people that follow the Instagram will probably have seen bits of this as it goes along. But yeah, I'll get some better shots now. We'll just do a quick montage of them bits. But yeah, cool. So let's go in a bit more depth then. So, like I say, it's got a fully built motor. It's got a nice Gatto intake manifold hiding behind all that tape. But like, when anything comes into my workshop that's either freshly painted or, I mean, most stuff I'll try and cover up to protect anyway. But anything that's really stuff like that, I'll tape it up and just try and keep it in as good as condition as it came in. If not better, because I'll clean it when it goes out. Right, so 321 manifold. This is an 1 3/4 setup. 2mm wall material. So I'll try and get some good shots of it, but it's all really tucked up in there. I'll see if I can throw some photos into the of it as I built it up, because I did get some. But yeah, we've got as equal length runners as it possibly can. You can see all this runner 1 being as swooping as possible to try and get the same length as these back two. 2 is very similar, just tucked next to it. Then goes into the collector, which we've got double slip joints on each side. So this tube actually slides into this one, and then we've got obviously the double slip joint. Not everybody knows exactly what I'm talking about. But just to enlighten people, so it's basically it just acts as a a seal in the sense, and then you've got all these tabs which hold it all together to allow it to flex under a bit of heat, so we get a bit of movement, so nothing's cracking or anything like that. Which then goes into 1 3/4 or 70mm, as some people like to go by, which obviously is into the big Garrett G40 to 1200. Big old turbo. But yes, this I believe is going to be running nitrous and some form of anti-lag, I'm guessing. Not 100% sure on that, but anyway, it's definitely running nitrous. It's going to be, I think the goals are 1,000 wheel, I think, or 1,000 crank. I can't remember exactly what the build spec of the engine is, but yeah. So obviously we've got turbo, we've got a 60mm Turbo Smart wastegate, which is going to be running a lot of boost. But yeah, so that's, you can see just down there we've actually got a 2.5-inch titanium screamer pipe which crawls under there nicely, and then up to the front. 3.5-inch exhaust, very short. We've got a lambda sensor, not too close to the turbo, but not too far, too close to the air outside. It's not tight on, that's why that just moved. I think it's just a bit loose at the moment. But yeah, I've lost where I was now. But yeah, so both going out the bonnet. So I'll just put the bonnet down just to show you. Probably just moved now, but because I did just move it a second ago. Go for a bit more of a wander. Right, so obviously do a lot of fabrication work here. Now that doesn't just include exhausts. We do manifolds, we do intercoolers, we do radiators, we could do turbo support brackets, mounting your intercooler, all the brackets of that. At the moment we don't do roll cages. That's just something that we haven't invested tooling into. It's another ball game completely. I'd absolutely love to, and I'm sure I will do it at some point. Just need someone to be brave enough to let me do it. Someone here, someone will watch this eventually and want one. I can weld, don't worry, it'll be safe. So right, this up on the ramp. This is a Toyota Arista, another long-term project. I have a lot of long-term projects. That S2000's taken a while, and this is, I mean, this is even longer because we keep finding things wrong with this. Previously has had a lot of work done from other people that have just, I can only say, bodged it. But yeah, this came in originally for a manual conversion. This was auto. These only ever came in auto. So we've actually put a BMW box in it, which if I walk this way, you can see all nicely painted. I'm not even touching the box there. All nicely painted. Made all the custom mount for it. It's now got a custom prop in it. There's a lot of other stuff we're doing to this. Like you can see this little screamer pipe. This was all before it was appalling. That actual screamer pipe was pointing at some power steering lines here before, which was terrible. It was just, yeah. And other things like boost pipes, we're not having beads on them. Just, yeah. We have done previously work on this before it came here into this workshop when I was working at my garage. We did the boost pipes, top with the boost pipes and the coolant pipe in titanium. So we'll probably just carry on that theme we're doing when we correct the bottom half that was never done. Like I say, the intercooler on this was absolutely shot, which I can actually show you. 1 second. Don't think this intercooler would have been a very effective. That's nice. So, 3-inch core. Well, maybe doing a bit. Not too sure. No, that'd be 3-inch. But just turns to dust. So yeah, that needs replacing. A lot of other stuff that needs doing. Put a new engine loom in it, doing a full exhaust system on it. Lots of stuff. Timed it all up. New belt, new tensioner. Deleted the aircon. We're doing full service on this, front and back crank seals. We don't just do fabrication work here. We will take on some mechanic stuff on the bigger jobs, and we'll do timing chains on. We do a lot of Honda stuff, as you've probably seen. A lot of Jap stuff we base ourselves on, but I will fabricate for anything. So yeah, but yeah, that's another thing. My personal Honda DC5 looking very sorry for himself. Bit of a long-term project. Again, another one. I know. But previously had one, a wide body one. Sold that because someone actually wanted to swap out a chassis for mine. So they bought my chassis and we swapped it over. So stuff like that we can do. More than happy to do. It's just maybe we're not as cheap as a mechanic doing the job, but I mean, we can do it as far as this and fully restore the car, which just needed a bit of welding done. You can see that bit of, point that way, bit of middle there, and there's a bit more down the back of the car. But yeah, this is gonna go fully stripping the bottom of this, primer it, epoxy primer in it. Not too sure if I'm gonna go Raptor. I think there's some better stuff than I get in Raptor, but I'm going to speak to a couple of people that do this for an actual job and get this all nicely painted white underneath. But yeah, plenty to do with that, and that'll be a lot of content on that in the future. This is going to be a bit of a show car, not say show car, a business show off car for what I can do. So watch out for the goodies on this. Titanium. But yeah, right, I think that'll be it for this at the moment. I'll keep you updated, guys, and look forward to seeing you on the next one.